So many exciting things going on here. One of those things is me not shaving.
How exciting.
How exciting is that? Me shaving is not one of the things going on here, apparently. It's getting rough. Jess, how come you didn't let me know about all this?
I thought that was your job.
I
A
don't
mirror
I don't
and
pay
so
I don't pay
on.
attention to anything that goes on here. But how are you guys doing tonight? Hope everyone is doing well. We've been making we made a lot of progress on the dome. Very cool. So where did we last leave off on the dome progress? What was the last course? 19?
Yeah.
So in the last video, you seen us complete course number 19. Now not only did we finish 20, but we got a good start on course 21.
You got all kinds of stuff on your face too.
Wow.
Your beach life, geeky gardens.
How's it going, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Built on the Rock Homesteads here. Um, man, the heat today was crazy, wasn't it?
It wasn't that crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're trying to
I've
make it
tried.
crazy.
I've tried. Well, I mean, it was hot, right?
It was hot.
It was hot. Well, like the temperature was starting to kind of get toward mid 90s, which isn't crazy hot, but it's probably the hottest day it's been so far this year.
It might be.
And you were on top of the wall today, and you were not feeling
I was kind of blasted.
So I think it was a combination of a couple of things. I think it was trying to do back-to-back courses. We just finished 20 last night, and then tried to go right into 21. Do you think that combination of maybe the heat and just kind of pushing it with the build, you think that had anything to do with it?
I think so. I was feeling pretty tired.
We haven't had a back-to-back course in a long time. But the cool thing is, I think we're getting kind of to the point where we might be able to kind of knock out more courses. Well, give or take in heat. I think when it starts to kind of get close to mid 90s, I think that's probably be the time where we kind of did the technique where we kind of were doing with the cistern, right? We'll probably kind of start the course toward the evening time, and then pick it up and try and finish it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so today it got pretty warm, but I think it's gonna drop down to kind of like mid to high 80s, so that'll be a lot better as far as building goes.
Yeah, G Fixler says, does all this hard work make you feel stronger or more worn down? I
It
think
depends.
both.
Yeah,
like
you've
I,
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I think we've both been building up more endurance and strength doing this building. But yeah, days like today, it's you feel worn down.
Yeah, like definitely after a course, it's like man, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. But I mean, yeah, definitely building the endurance and the strength. I think people have been asking about gutters. Not really very much progress with the gutters just yet.
You still need to get a few more things right.
Yeah, so very soon I'm going to be getting some stuff from Home Depot. I'm just not sure. I have to talk about the truck. But I might be getting it myself, or I might have to have some kind of order delivered. But either way, we're going to need to get wood, unfortunately. Some extra wood we'll be using for the build. That'll be the next part of coming up on the dome, which I'm very excited about. So I'll be getting more gutter supplies. I'll be getting more gutters, a little bit more piping, and then I should be ready to set things up.
Margie says, please don't get heat stroke. It's nasty. Yeah, I think I've
Yeah.
had heat stroke before. I don't want to get that again. So he was watching out for me because I was like, I'm like not feeling great today. He's like, you better get down off the wall and just rest for a while.
I'm like, get down off the wall. Let's stop. And for once, you listen to me.
I did.
Usually she's like very stubborn and she doesn't want, she's gonna do her own thing, but she listens, so that's good. Have you had any problems with people coming onto your land? Not. People have kind of come up on there, but not kind of trespassing in a way. Um, I mean, we had one of our neighbors kind of rolled up on us once, and was kind of angry that we were walking our dog down a road, but that's another story.
I think we had some people that maybe got lost or something.
Well, there's some people that got. Oh yeah,
But
that was weird.
yeah, usually, I mean, we're kind of
out of the way.
And
Then there was,
we do have a gate.
Yeah, then there was like one time where people kind of rolled up on our land that, like they saw our truck and then they kind of rolled up, wanted to meet us. So that was kind of weird. Usually we don't have a problem with meeting people as long as, you know, they ask first. But these kind of were in the area and we're like, that truck looks familiar, and they kind of rolled up on it. I didn't have a problem with it.
Plus, we have a big dog, so it probably
sometimes it's kind of like
people.
yeah. Lost people can be checking out your stuff. That's a good point. Usually they got to get in pretty deep in order to kind of see that we have anything. I guess, you know, you see a big people building a house out of dirt, maybe you're thinking that they don't have much anyway. We've had a few lost folks. If you show up here, you really are lost. North Star Prep Center, how's it going? Desert Dog, Simply Pam, hi y'all. We are both working, but wanted to say hi. Well, I understand that. You guys are busy. Get it done out there. Get it done.
Mm-hmm.
How worried are you about the windows when you take the wood out, dropping too much, maybe? You worried about there being any sagging or dropping?
I was a little bit, but that's one reason why we went with the Gothic arches for some of the larger forms, because it is supposed to help prevent that. It kind of distributes weight down along the sides rather than like just pushing it down so that it sags.
There might be a little bit of shifting, yeah. But once it does, I think it'll be solid. You know, once you take it out, it might be like a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, as long as it's not too much, it shouldn't be a problem.
You know, we took that form out pretty quick after that bench, and there was like, I mean, we built a bench using one of those Goth Roman arch form, the Roman arch form.
Yeah.
And I think when I took that out, it shifted a little. But, I mean, it didn't take that long to build it, so it probably might not even been dry yet.
Oh, I think it definitely wasn't dry.
Well, it definitely wasn't dry because I don't think those bags were breathable.
Right.
But when I think when we take out these forms, I think it'll probably be pretty solid at that point because, geez, it's been months. But we'll see. We'll take you guys along for it. If the house collapses, then you guys will see. You'll get to see all the whole thing collapse. Junior, hello.
Steven, watching from Canada.
Nova Scotia. Nice.
Thanks for joining us.
What's your solar setup like? How many kilowatt solar array and what battery bank do you use? We have 15 320-watt panels. We have two 3,000-watt inverters. And we have four Tesla Model S batteries, each with 5 kilowatt hour. Each can hold 5 kilowatt hours worth of storage, so 20 kilowatt hours total. It's a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent setup. Probably even more than we need, but that may come in handy. So, what's Crew doing now? He's passed out. Cam. Oh, there he is. you gave a little wink. 20 kilowatt hours is impressive. It is. It's a decent amount of storage. And, you know, if you're putting a solar array together, I highly recommend checking out used electric vehicle car batteries. Because you can find them on eBay. You might be able to find a decent deal on eBay. Kind of cheap. In fact, I was looking at eBay on some of those batteries. And the same batteries I used for my battery bank, I think at the time they were around 1,200. Does that sound about right? They're about $1,200. I think I've seen those same batteries for under 1,000 on eBay. So those things are just going to get cheaper over time.
Ascension Ranch asks, at what point will you remove the supports?
After the dome is done.
Yeah, after the whole dome is done.
Yeah. Chris says, leave me alone. I'm trying to get my beauty sleep. He's getting his beauty sleep all day long. Trina asked, did you have a good B-day?
Oh, yeah. Had a really good day. Thanks to this guy.
I tried.
He got me my ice cream. Everyone.
Just as long as she gets the ice cream, it's a good day. So about the truck. Let's talk a little bit about the truck. I got the truck back. The truck is on its last legs.
Ice cream. Gotta talk about what kind of ice cream.
It's true. Oh, you know what? We got it from Culver's, didn't we? We went into the big city. And we got some Culver's.
Got a concrete mixer with Reese's.
And I had one with...
No cake.
I got a double mix of hot fudge and hot caramel. And that was really good. You're right, it'll be cheaper to get used batteries. Cheaper, and I think you'll get plenty of life out of it.
Yeah. And thank you, Phil.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Simple Grower, hello. What's wrong with the truck? Well, okay, so the truck is on... Do you mean it's... Yeah, the truck is on its last wheels. So, I had a neighbor come over. We did a block test. And at that time, it tested fine. But I think it was kind of gunked up. So when we had that cleaned, we tested it again. And there for sure was a block leak. So coolant was getting into the engine. Not a good thing. Basically, repairing that would just be crazy expensive. Probably more than we even paid for the truck to begin with. So, just kind of a last-ditch effort. We used some Blue Devil to hopefully seal up some of those cracks. And we'll see how it runs. It might give us a little bit extra use out of it. Maybe it'll last a month or two. Maybe it'll last a couple years. I don't know. Hopefully, we're hoping that it lasts at least until the house is built. I guess, I guarantee you it's something... I think it probably has like a head gasket leak.
Unfortunately.
But So I've been kind of thinking, eventually the truck is just gonna go away, and we're gonna need a new truck. I've been just kind of thinking. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think about a possibility of getting an electric truck? What do you guys think of that? Those electric trucks I see coming out on the horizon look amazing.
They're powerful.
Fairly decent price. Um, they're powerful. They got a lot of torque. And the kind of cool thing is, I think I could power it right with our own solar system. Just put up a hookup and power an electric vehicle with our own solar array. It'd be difficult to do something like that well, I mean, there are no electric trucks out this summer. But, obviously, it'd have to be sometime either later this year or next year, if at all. Just kind of pipe dream. But I think an electric truck would be amazing. Maybe we'll put some money away and see if we can do that. But save on fuel. And guess what just happened with our car tire? And the car tire had another flat.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a while since we had a flat tire. Those tires held out for a few months. But it's a little disappointing. So now, save money on gas, save money on oil changes, tires, get some decent tires, and then you probably won't have to worry about those.
Okay. Big Dreams Homestead asks, was there one particular person or source that you got most of your building knowledge from?
I would say not person, but probably that book, right?
Yeah, so there's one book that we've been referencing a lot throughout our building. And
Don't ask.
It's just called Earthbag Building.
Yeah.
By Kaki Hunter and
Donald Kiffmeyer.
Yeah, it's been really helpful. So that's probably the biggest source.
But we honestly get but there's another book that we've been looking at. Actually, a couple more books, and even one by the creator of the Earthbag Dome, Nader Khalili. Mm-hmm. We referenced that book. What's that other book? Do you remember what the name of that is offhand?
What?
The one you've been kind of looking at?
It would be like Essential Earthbag Construction.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then we've been able to get some advice from other people. We've been able to attend some workshop and stuff like that. Marcia Gibbons.
Yeah, our friend Marcia.
She's actually a student of Cal Earth. Mm-hmm. So we've gotten get some knowledge from there.
Able to study under Nader Khalili before he passed away. Charles asks, how do you plan to put the last bag on? Throw it on there.
Throw it on there?
Yeah.
People have been mentioning a skylight. I thought you might have mentioned something. Are you changing your mind on that?
I have an idea.
Oh.
It's not quite a skylight, but so I don't know if you guys have come across this, but bottle lights. So there's a guy in, I think it was Brazil, who started doing this. You just take a bottle, I think he uses like 2-liter soda bottles or something, fill it with water, put a little bleach in there, and then you stick it in the roof, and it uses the refracted sunlight, and it looks like a light bulb. I think he said you can get like 40 to 60 watts of light from one bottle.
That's a pretty good idea. That might be something we're trying. Hey Andy, we're glad you were able to pop in. I know a lot of people are busy. That Cybertruck is so cool. It is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've been looking at. Three different types you can get: a single motor, dual, and a tri motor, and it's pretty heavy duty. I was thinking of doing a skylight that you can open so that we can let out the heat if it gets too hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, that might be an option. For us, that wouldn't really be an option because it's going to be 20 feet, so it wouldn't be something that we can like open and close. But we'll have different options for kind of letting in some
We'll have
air.
ventilation.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Pat that ordered necklace from the store. Thanks for ordering that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm gonna let my mom know because my mom makes those necklaces. So I'll get that out to you.
Juan says, I really enjoy your channel. And thank you very much. How do you guys access internet? Very good question. We can only get it through the Verizon network. Verizon is probably one of the best kind of mobile signals out here, but I do think T-Mobile, at first it wasn't working out here, but now I think even you can get a good T-Mobile signal, but mobile internet is probably the best thing we got out here.
Yeah, so we just use our phones.
And it's been working out really well. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Starlink internet, but it might be quite a bit to get set up. Then you got that monthly charge just for internet access, and it might not even be that much faster than what we have here.
Yeah. Right now we're paying, what is it, like $50 for our two phone, like internet and our phone usage.
For phone, internet, unlimited
Topics,
unlimited data.
M. Johnson asks, will you be adding loft soon?
Oh, trying to get ahead of us.
It's coming up very soon.
Yeah, actually, we got some plans. We'll talk to you guys about that now. You guys will hear it first.
You're special.
Special. Yeah, after course 21, that's when big changes are going to happen out here with the build. We're going to be adding in a loft and eaves that'll go along the outside. It's going to make this thing look amazing. I can't wait. So that'll happen after course 21. So it'll be a little break from laying bags, and I think I can get things set up fairly quickly. So hopefully it doesn't keep us from building up too soon. But I think that it'll have a bunch of advantages. One, with the eaves, they'll have a huge number of huge advantages, including kind of like shading the bottom area from the sun. We might that might be the base from where we add some straw bales to, and we'll be able to kind of use that as gutters as well. And then once we have the loft in there, that'll be a good way to maybe hook up some shade cloth, so we can keep kind of the sun out of some of those bottom layers. But honestly, as high as these walls are right now, I think you get quite a bit of shade in that dome.
Yeah, seems like it.
So it's still for me, it's still a little too much light hitting some of those plastic bags, but at least it's not full on direct sun. I mean, these walls are like, once we're done with this next course, I think it'll be just under 10 feet tall. It's crazy. Will the dome-shaped channel rainwater onto the foundation and weaken them? Now with the eaves and collecting water off of it, that's another positive thing about those eaves, is it'll keep the water from really kind of smacking at the base.
Yeah, it'll keep it like far. I mean, well, most of it's gonna be collected right
Yeah.
around that. We'll put gutters right around there, and it'll protect the foundation from any water.
And we'll have other things in place so that water doesn't like just keep smacking at the foundation.
Steve asks, "Are you going to waterproof the cob on the
Whoa.
domes?"
Liz said, called the bank and they said spending money on YouTube looks suspicious, so the bank had to shut my card down. Wow, that's crazy. Not when the sun is straight overhead. It's true. Once the sun is up high in the summer skies, it's never straight overhead. It's always a little bit toward the south. But you're right. I mean, light does get in there a little bit, but quite a bit of shade. There's very little time of the day where the inside walls are really getting bombarded with the UV radiation. Food foresters are here. Will y'all paint the cob different colors once you're done? Would you kind of add anything to that, or?
I haven't decided for sure. I think on the inside, do something. I'm not sure about the outside. And I was gonna talk about what Steve was asking. Are you gonna waterproof the cob on the domes?
Yeah, that'll
So
go hand in hand.
Kind of what we're thinking for the outside. We wanted to add some straw bales to the upper part, and then we'll probably cover that with some kind of like cob or earthen plastering. And then we wanted to see if we could get away from any waterproofing or anything for the outside.
Because for you, you're not crazy about adding a waterproof layer like with the lime or something like that. Like any type of waterproofing kind of reduces the breathability of those outside layers. So you're trying to see whether you could other techniques, right?
Yeah, and lime is decent, but it still reduces it. Plus, there'll be a lot of work covering all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to try to do grow some vines, maybe something that doesn't like penetrate too deep into the cob. Some kind of vines that just have the little adhesion discs or something, and that might add some protection. But I think we're gonna try that at least and see how it holds up.
Good evening. How are you tonight? The countdown is getting close. Migrating to Petrified Forest, Arizona. Oh, very cool. Monday.
Cool.
So vines. I think that would be cool. Oh yeah, man, a lot going on with this build. North Star Prep Star said she likes the natural look, and I honestly, when we went to Ransom Ranch the last time, there was a lady there, a workaway, who did just an amazing job with the interior covering of one of those domes over there. All it was is just earth, is just clay, sand, and straw, right?
Yeah.
And she had these like beautiful. The application was incredibly smooth, and just the earthen color, it looked amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Homestead Witchery, hey GDP, just stopping in to say hi before I get back to work in the studio. Hope you're having a great week. Well, thank you. Hope you're having a great week as well. I hope you're having a productive time in the studio.
Mary asks, how long do the electric batteries last? I know they're expensive.
They can be very expensive, and that's why I recommend going with like the used electric car batteries versus like, I mean, have you seen those batteries, those lithium-ion batteries for that you buy new for solar? Crazy expensive. Just even a couple of those batteries would have been more than the entire source setup we have here. But they should last a while. You know, I think that it kind of depends on like one, can you keep the batteries cool? Heat will degrade the life of the lithium-ion batteries. Um, how many times you cycle it? If you're not really digging into the batteries for too long, too much, then that can extend the life of them. But I think these will last a good long while. And if they don't, there's always more used car batteries. I think that's just going to be a resource coming down the pipeline.
What year is the truck you have?
98.
I feel like that's not super old.
It's not super old. Have you checked to see if there's any water in the underground basement? Not yet, but we'll probably be digging into some of those underground portions pretty soon. I have to kind of open up the root cellar before we start building that dome. I got to do the plumbing and get some of the plumbing set up before we can even start laying bags.
Will you have an air conditioner in your new place since you have more than enough power? I think we're going to try to do without one. Just natural air conditioning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now we need an air conditioning in the trailer. But I honestly think that with the way we're building, I don't think we'll have any issues in the summer.
But if we needed to, we probably do have enough power for that.
Oh, yeah. For sure. At the most, I think maybe just adding maybe a ceiling fan, possibly just to help move some air. But my main concern is actually the winters.
Mm-hmm.
I think the winters will be a bigger issue, just heating, and that's not that big of an issue. Rocket stove, maybe a wood stove, something. Did you do the solar setup yourself? I find it all very confusing. No, we definitely had help with that.
You did a lot of it.
Yeah, I was able to. I hooked up the. I hooked up the solar array myself. That was easy. I ran all that wiring into the shed. I had all the parts I needed, and then our neighbor came, luckily, and just helped wire all that stuff together. And it's really super easy. Now, when I was putting it together, when at the time it was not, but after seeing all of it goes together, it's super simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just knowing at that time exactly what connects to what, and once you see it, then you're like, wow.
But it seems intimidating.
It does seem intimidating. Yeah, it does seem intimidating at first.
Have you guys thought about doing a wraparound porch with those platforms on your house? That might be cool. I kind of like those wraparound porches. But
Maybe, you never know. Well, we got a lot of plans
We
for
do have
things
some
around the
plans.
house. There's going to be so much stuff around the house. Greenhouse. Do you want a greenhouse up front? Outdoor kitchen out front. What's out in the back? One of them
Probably
is
laundry.
a laundry area. Did you guys see the 24-foot RV on Craigslist for $600 in Mammoth, Arizona? I think that's one of the red. I probably don't go on Craigslist as much as I should. I always gotta look out for those deals. Can you share an approximate cost for your solar setup? It was 14,000, I believe. 14,000 for the panels, all the equipment, the batteries. I'm not sure if it includes all the wiring. I might include some of the wiring. With shortages of building materials, gas, and food, have you had any issues with reordering more bags these days? Good thing is we never had to order more bags. I think when we're done, I think we'll have enough bags to finish. What do you think? It it might use up a lot of our bags, though. What do you think? You this lady, I'll tell you. How many hours have you spent inside that shipping container? We're now down to the smaller size bags, and they're all jumbled up with a whole bunch of different sizes. And you went through a decent pile. How many hours did you spend in there?
Well, today I spent like an hour,
Today you spent an hour. What, like an hour the other day?
maybe.
So maybe a couple hours in that, just kind of going through some
I
of those
wish I'd
bags.
done that before.
Yeah, maybe that'd be something to do kind of in between.
Because it's a pain. I mean,
Not that you need anything else added to your list of things to do. Can you go into the boiling hot shipping container and organize the bags? Maybe I can do that too.
'cause when
Maybe
we
shift
ordered
off
the
and just kind of go
bags,
through them and organize them.
yeah, when we ordered them, I mean, they're misprinted bags and they're kind of a mishmash of different sizes, but they're all like generally a couple different sizes. But they might be off by a couple inches.
Yeah, so like they're cheap, but on the other hand, like you order like smaller size bags and you can order larger size bags, but in between those, there can be a variety of sizes. So be aware of that.
hmm So yeah, what we're doing is we're trying to use the bigger ones lower down on the dome, and then smaller ones can go closer to the top. North Star Prepster asks, "Are your walls casting a shadow yet for some cooler spots?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and
This
the
morning,
crew is finding
crew is finding all the
cool
spots. This morning, that was a massive shadow that's being cast from there, wasn't it? How far out would you say that was?
I'm not sure. It's a nice big
It was a big shadow.
shady spot.
And then, so toward the east, toward the west in the morning, and then toward the east in the afternoon. It's a decent amount of shade that thing casts. It's be a good thing to be aware of how much shade that casts at what time for growing anything around there. Bags are cheaper than lumber. You guys made a great decision. I hear that. Like, with the way lumber prices are, like, I'm so glad that I mean, I need to go out this weekend to get more lumber, and that's going to be expensive. So I'm not looking forward to that. But the bulk of our house, at least, is made with dirt. And a lot of people are asking, like, are you going to add some framing to the inside? How do those earth walls remain stable? It should be self-supporting. If we do it right, um, it may hang over the edge like a couple inches or so, but it should all be pretty strong and sturdy, and shouldn't need any kind of like extra bracing or support.
And well, I'd like to do a video where we maybe talk a little bit more about that technique called corbelling.
We'll get into that a little bit more, I think. People are asking for crew. He's out now.
Frank says, "Greetings from Naples, Florida. If you were to have a well drilled, have you any idea how deep it is before you hit potable water?"
Deep.
Yeah, so I think the well data that we found for this area was like over 300 feet, and some of our closest neighbors we talked to said something similar, like over 300. And we got some quotes from well drillers, and would they say like maybe 300, but plan for
Plan for 6. Budget for 6. So like And there's news stories and articles all the time about just how groundwater is being sucked up all around the world.
Yeah.
What was that? Mexico City, wasn't that it? It's just
It's
sinking.
sinking. Well, I think Phoenix is too.
Phoenix is sinking. We're sucking up so much groundwater that some of these cities are just sinking. It's crazy. Um, and that's a big concern around here. People's wells are going dry all the time, and so hopefully, people have the wells deep enough to kind of make them last. My well is 420 feet, very expensive to repair.
Ooh,
Yeah, and then I mean exactly.
expensive.
Not only does it cost a lot of money,
Oh, and Alan says my well is 750.
where was I?
Not only does it cost a
Yeah,
lot,
not only does it cost a lot of money for a well to get put in, but yeah, upkeep and everything like that. If something goes wrong, or if you have to get it drilled deeper or something like that. I'd like to see how far we can push rainwater harvesting. I really do. And we might have another option too of making ourselves a little bit more water sustainable. We'll be talking about that pretty soon too, I think. And that's pretty exciting. We get more rainwater tanks or make another cistern. I think we'll probably be building cisterns from now on. I don't envision us buying anymore, but you never know. I have plans for another cistern I want to build. That might I might go in from building our house out of Earthbags to building another Earthbag cistern, but not actually out of Earth. It'd be Earthbag, but not out of Earth.
Robert asks, how much do you guys think it will weigh when finished for all that dirt? Oh man, I don't know.
It'll take a better person than me to try and calculate all that.
It's a lot of weight.
Bubba Redneck says my neighbor's solar well pump went out. It was $1,200 just for the pump.
Yeah.
I don't mind the cold in Minnesota, but when I have an abundance of water around us, yeah, that was one of the cool things. See, we come from Wisconsin, and that's right around the Great Lakes, very water abundant, but very cold. And in the summer, it was always humid. So it was like there was like this never like a comfortable a little bit in the fall and a little bit in the spring.
Yeah, Food Forester says you have to watch out for sinkholes when the groundwater gets low.
Yeah.
Yeah, some areas it's like that. And here we get fissures. Moonwater Ranch. Do you guys have gopher problems? Do you have like pocket gophers?
Pocket gophers.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been a big problem for us, but we definitely see the gopher mounds.
Do you find AZ more comfortable in general than Wisconsin? We do. But Jess does not like the cold at all. So right now you're getting into the temperatures you love.
I guess. Well,
If they don't knock you out, if they don't make you pass out. But for the most part, most of the year, especially Central Arizona gets hot. Central Arizona that's what you always hear about when people think about hot temperatures in Arizona. Think about Central Arizona. Here in Southern Arizona, it's not quite as bad.
It still can get
It's still hot.
100.
And because of the altitude, the sun is intense. The UV is intense. But we like it. And northern Arizona can be a little bit more moderate as well. Get some cold and maybe get a little bit more rain up in northern Arizona.
Junior asks, are you guys having problems with the gas in Arizona?
It's been kind of expensive. I think it dropped a little bit, but now it's kind of gone up a little bit. But
Yeah.
probably not nearly as bad as it would be on the East
On
Coast.
the East Coast, they're having the shortages.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy with that pipeline getting hacked.
Mm-hmm.
What? Another good lesson for maybe going to electric rather than being dependent on gas. I mean, honestly, if you're off grid and you're trying to be off grid, but having gasoline vehicles, I think that it's kind of a little bit of a kind of a like a weakness in that plan of kind of being self-sustainable.
Mm.
But if you have an electric car and you're producing your own energy, that's a huge bonus. Yeah, I could see like you get an electric car and you're paying, if you're on the grid, paying for electricity, then how much are you saving over gas? But if you're producing your own energy,
That would be awesome.
that would
if we
be
could do
amazing. It's
that.
like free fuel. Uh, our hens, hello. The Naked Gardeners, what's up, y'all? Chad Ryan, when's the housewarming party? Well, the house is pretty warm right now. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this year. But honestly, I thought we'd be done with the first dome by now. Didn't you think so?
Yes.
I thought maybe we'd be on the second dome by now. That is not how it turned out. Ugh. It's taken a lot longer than I anticipated.
I know.
I mean,
It's
I'm not
like
upset. I'm not upset. I mean, I'd rather take my time with this and do it right. You know, I'd rather you be up on that wall, um, making sure all the measurements are done properly, that you know you're being safe up there, rather than just trying to whip out course after course and mess something up bad.
And not get overly stressed about
Exactly, exactly. Backcountry Preps
Oh,
$5
thank
super chat.
you.
Thank you very much. So when y'all are done with the house, I'll plan to spend a few days and test it out. Stuck up on Coors Light and ribeyes.
All right.
All right. Hey, y'all, enjoy your channel. Thank you very much, David. But your house will stand for 500 years. I really hope so. How long was your estimation compared to reality? Well, my estimation was, I think we were thinking maybe 3 months, right? I think that was originally what we had. Because both those underground portions took us about a month. And so we were thinking, well, it's going to take us a little extra time because it's larger. And then here we are, it's over twice that, and we're still not done. Well, almost twice that, we're still not done. But I think, and I don't want to jinx it, but I think we can get this dome finished by the end of June. What do you think?
I think it's possible.
Because once we get done with the loft and the eaves, I think this will go a lot faster. We almost did back-to-back courses these past couple of days.
I think pretty soon we can be doing that.
We are just beginning our new adventure, and I've seen that. Congratulations, you guys. The property looks amazing. And you're getting your garden set up already, getting things growing. We're behind on that. We're not going to be growing much this year. Hello from the Philippines. Finally retired, living on solar. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Are you using the dome from the earlier? Are you using the dome? Nothing. We will be using it eventually, but nothing. Not for part of the house. Exactly. The courses are getting smaller and no arch interference. Those fan bags and stuff like that added a lot of time. I thought it would be shorter, but it seemed to take quite a bit of time to get those just right.
Yeah.
And like a course would take us probably at least a full day and a half just to do one course, because usually we'd have one prep day and then the course. Barbed wire, fan bags, okay, then we're ready to do the course. So hopefully just everything will just be streamlined. Have you showed a floor plan? do we have a floor plan in that one video?
I don't remember.
I think we talk about it. I don't think we've showed like a floor plan per se. We might have some in the drawings, but kind of talk a little bit about that. I think, you know, there's like an image of like what our house will look like, and we're kind of pointing at it, and it says our house looks like what? Yeah, check back in those videos. It's an older video, but it kind of give you the gist of what everything looks like. Plans have changed a bit since then, but I think we kind of go over the floor plan.
Are you allowed to have a pond? I think so.
I think so. That's something we'd have to check on. I definitely would like to add a pond, though. Power couple critics. What's the best structural earthbag home you guys think it's the easiest to heat and cool down? We are thinking about doing it in a rectangle versus dome. Any advice?
Dome.
Yeah. Well, so if you're seriously thinking about, I mean, people can build square, rectangle with earthbag, but I mean, you need a lot more buttressing. It's just not going to be as strong. I mean, you don't necessarily have to build a dome, but at least if you build it round, it's much more suited to earthbag building. With earthbag, round is sound.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely get round is stronger, and then if you build a dome, that's even stronger than that. But it's tough. It's tough to maybe commit to that kind of lifestyle. A lot of people like, everything's built for square houses.
Yeah, you got to consider those things too. And I mean, if you want to build something where you got to build a roof on it, you need insulation and things to make it more efficient for heating and cooling.
Exactly, it'll be a lot more expensive. Yeah, the weird thing is, like, if you're building an earthbag house, you're gonna take so much advantage of the thermal mass of those walls, but then
you might lose it all.
You might lose it with the roof. You gotta make sure it's well insulated and well taken care of.
And something else I was reading about round houses is the way the air moves is different. So that might affect heating and cooling too. Mm-hmm. Like if hotter or colder gets kind of trapped in certain areas.
Our Hens, thank you so much for the super chat.
At what course do you begin stepping in the dome and remove the forms? So usually you'll start stepping in the dome like right away, like near the ground, and then you remove the forms once the complete dome is finished.
Yep.
Thank you, Susan. The super chat.
Thank you so much. I like your. Oh, go ahead.
I like your message and what you stand for. I like the electric truck idea also.
I like it. I really like it too. It might just be a pipe dream. I have to see. But the thing is, like, if you're gonna buy a used pickup truck, I mean, to get probably a decent used pickup truck, probably be close to 10 grand anyway. And then, of course, there's the gas, the oil changes, all those expenses. And then, like, how long does it last? Due to water shortage, you need an earthship front on the front of your home.
Well, we will have like a greenhouse, and we'll be doing gray water recycling. So we want to be as efficient as possible with our water.
Yeah, well, the way we're building is pretty much a cousin to the earthship. A lot of the same principles involved.
How thick will the house be on the outside? Mud. How many layers? Anything to seal it? Um,
Oh, I think the walls in general, like with the bags and the cob, some of those areas will probably be at least 2 feet thick, maybe a little bit more. Oh, and then when we add straw bales to it,
oh.
there'll be some thick walls.
I think the cob itself is. I mean, that's fairly thick the way that we're applying it.
It's pretty thick.
What would you say, like 3? It might end up being like 3 to 6 inches.
Oh yeah, probably. We are looking at rainwater catchment systems. Knowing what you know, any advice? Uh, you know, keep it simple. Um, the more you can do yourself, the better. If you're gonna put in a system, make sure no light or debris get in there. Make sure all your pipes have like at least a 90-degree angle, so that you're not getting any light into your cisterns. You don't want any bugs or leaves getting in there. Make sure it's screened out, and then you should have really good, clean water. One day we will all be homesteading. Pray for us. Yeah. Um, I think it's good to try and be as self-sufficient as possible.
Chunky walls.
Chunky wall. A little chunky. Sorry to hear about your truck. Hope the additives can help it hang on a little while. But with so much hot weather coming up, and carry a cell phone next to me. Yeah, yeah. And we won't be using it very much. I'm gonna try and use it this weekend, kind of test it out a little bit. But I mean, it'll only be for a little bit if we need it.
Rosa wants to know if we've seen any snakes around recently.
Luckily, no.
Man, I haven't seen many snakes this year, but maybe, I don't know. Do you think more will come out when the rains come? Because usually we see like some rattlesnakes around like April.
So far, we haven't seen any. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully, we don't run into any. But so far, we haven't seen them. Hopefully, we don't get any.
I don't mind the other ones, the bull.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
gopher
Just
snakes, king
yeah.
snakes.
And I don't mind rattles. I mean, I don't want rattlesnakes around where we live, but they can. I
Could be out
I don't wish
there.
ill on them. Just not around here.
Oh, thank you, our hens.
Our hens, thank you so much for the super chat. 2x4 boards are $7.63 at Home Depot. Let's buy them some boards. Yeah, man, lumber prices are crazy, and I'm not looking forward to. I think I'm gonna need to buy some pretty decent sized lumber.
And Naked Gardeners asks, how long did it take you to feel you really got to know your property?
I'd say you need to give it at least a year to really know it, but places might be different. I feel like there are cycles out here that extend far beyond just annual cycles.
Yeah.
Much bigger cycles, things that you have to be aware of.
I mean, it's been so different just the past few years we've been out here. Just, years where we get more rain, less rain.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks very different. And, you see different animals, you see different plants. But, yeah, it was really nice just being out here for a year and seeing how things were. What happens when it rains. What kind of critters are coming around and when do they come around and stuff like that.
So I think a year gives you a really good feel for things, but obviously there are a lot of larger cycles I think one needs to be aware of, but you can only do it for so long before you make some decisions about planning things out.
Yeah, but I feel like a year we started to really get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to get the opt-out permit? It doesn't take long at all once you apply. Like, you get approved for that pretty fast.
Yeah.
Rosa Perez, thank you so much for the super
Thank
chat.
you.
I probably missed it, but are you getting an extension? Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
a couple of videos back, I applied for the extension, and then they said give us money. So I just paid them not too long ago, so I'm pretty sure that's going to go through. As long as I get paid. Oh, it's later. Thanks for this live chat. Keep up the good work, you two. Is there a question that you... We're at time. Do you have anything? We're at time.
Oh, no.
No, that's if you had a question queued up
No,
or something.
sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Time's getting away from us over here. But we really appreciate you guys spending another Thursday with us. Made a lot of progress on that dome, and there's definitely some exciting things coming up. So stay tuned for Saturday's video. You guys are gonna love it. Thanks so much for being with. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. Thank you so much to our moderators. Doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. Guys, have a good night. Thank you.